story about the kid in a bag. Yeah. So, in our panel video, somebody asked us what the strangest fan encounter we've ever had. In the first Creature House, we had a couple visitors every once in a while. Maybe it was a kid who wanted to spend the night. Came with his father or grandfather. Was it his grandfather?
Yeah, I remember
wanted
that
to
one.
spend the night.
That was pretty
take
weird.
Notes. Learn how to be a YouTuber. That was really weird. The grandfather
weird.
literally was like,
Did we ever tell that story?
I just wanted to, well, no, we didn't. I just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay before I left him here.
I can quick go over that. I can quick go over that story. So we got a ring one day, and I walked up to the door, opened it up, and there's a kid standing there. He had a backpack, he had a notepad, and a pen in his hand. And he was sitting there just like, are you guys the creatures? Like, are you guys really? Like, can I, like, just talk to you? And then I look over, and probably his grandfather, he was pretty old, was standing next to the car, probably about, like, 20 yards away. And he's just, like, sitting there, and I just kind of, like, waved to him, and he's just kind of sitting there with his hands in his pockets, and he walks up. And the guy's like, yeah, I just wanted to make sure you guys were okay with it before I left him here. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, yeah, he said you guys were okay with him spending the day with him so he could learn about what you guys do. And I was like, that's not, we don't really let people come into the house, for one thing. This is kind of where most of us live. And work, yeah. We did a lot of work there, but a lot of living as well. So, he was fully equipped. And then that's when I noticed the backpack. And I was like, oh, yeah, he had packed for the night. Because the kid didn't say anything about it. The guy just came up and was like, yeah, is it okay if he stays here? And I was like, okay, no, not okay. And yeah, that was the kid that came up. And
that's weird. Can you imagine being the granddad in that situation?
Yeah, that'd have been pretty weird.
So weird. Like, God, man.
So that's one instance. Yep. This was another. So one night, generally when the doorbell rang at night, it wasn't a good thing. We've had before where I think somebody was in a cab, like had taken a cab to our house and then was ringing the doorbell. We didn't answer it just because it was creepy. Plus at night, like, it's just like, what the fuck are we going to do at night? So anyway, that was actually after this original one. Okay, so the original one, doorbell rings. I'm like, well, what the hell is going on? It's like 8 o'clock at night. Who could that be at the door? Nobody had ordered anything. So I go up, I open the door, and all I see, like, I don't see anybody in front of me, but I look down, and I see a pair of legs sticking out of a trash bag. Like, there's this body in a bag on our front porch. Can't see the face because that's where the bag is. Like, it's just legs sticking out. So I closed the door immediately. I was like, I turned to James and Seamus. I was like, there's a body on the front porch. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but there's a body on the front porch. So we're just, like, sitting there. I locked the door again. I was like, fuck that. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So we're just looking out the window at this kid, like, in a bag. Don't know what's going on. He's not moving. I'm kind of getting worried. We're all freaked out. And so I want to say no, I don't know. I can't remember. I think we were using the camera to try to see if we could see him with the night vision. I don't think we filmed any of it, though. But eventually, like a couple minutes later, the kid in the bag started to move. And we're like, oh, fuck, what the fuck's going on? So he gets out of the bag, stands up and looks around, and then starts knocking on the door and ringing the doorbell a lot. And we're like, pretending we're not there, essentially, even knowing he would. I would assume he would know that we were there. We're freaking out. We don't know what to do, if we should call the cops or what. But he's ringing the doorbell a bunch, knocking on the door, and eventually a car or like an SUV comes around into our cul-de-sac and parks out front. And the kid goes to the SUV, and we're like, "What the fuck is going on? What's the plan? What is this? What's happening?" So the kid ends up then once again coming back down to the door, ringing the doorbell, knocking. We're not answering the door. We don't want to know what the fuck's going on here. And then he wrote something and stuck it on the door. And then they went to the SUV. SUV drove off. So I opened the door, read the note, and it was like, "What the fuck? Why didn't you answer the door? I was so scared. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?" And stuff like that. I just wanted to talk to you. We're like, they end up coming back. Once again, comes to the door, ringing the doorbell, knocking. All of us are too chicken to call 911 because we're kind of, babies about that. But
Pussios, man, pussios.
what?
Doesn't matter, English thing, carry on.
Gotcha. But he writes another thing, sticks it on the door. They drive around the corner again. And I was just like super confused because I didn't know what the fuck to do in this situation, what's going on. But he was just like, my friends did this to me. I can't believe I was so scared when you opened the door. I'm such a big fan. Just wanted to meet you. And so they start like making rounds in the cul-de-sac, honking and stuff like that. And we're like, what the fuck's going on? So I call the cops at that point. I had to explain to the detective what the fuck was going on, who we were, why this was happening, when I didn't know what the hell was happening. And eventually he said he would send a car around, but by that point they had kind of died down and didn't come back. So that was kind of done for the night. They sent a squad car, check out, nothing. They didn't get picked up or anything. Next day, I was checking the messages on the Hub YouTube. And the kid who was on the porch had sent us a big, long message saying, like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why didn't you answer the door? I was terrified. My friends had drugged me. It was my birthday. They drugged me and put me on your porch just so I could meet you guys.
What the
As
fuck?
if it was a normal thing to say. He was like, I was so fucking terrified. You guys, like, didn't answer the door at all. He was like, I didn't know what to do. And I ended up replying to him, and I was like, if this was a true, like, if you're even telling the truth, we didn't know what the fuck was going on. You could have had a knife, you could have had a gun, you could have had something. We were just protecting ourselves. But if you're angry at us, why are you angry at us? You should be angry at your friends if they drugged you, if your story is even true. And I was like, even if you were scared, why would you just stick to this one house? Why not go to the other houses and see if anybody would help you? Like, I didn't even understand. So I was like, if your story is even true, send that message. And he sent back, he's like, you know what? I get that. I am pretty pissed at them. That's pretty much the story.
Jesus.
It was stupid.
That's some weird encounters.
That was the weirdest thing. We never really told the story. I don't know if I've told that story before on Creature Talk. Maybe I did, but nobody seemed to know it, so I guess I didn't. But we never told that or the kid coming to the house just because we didn't want people showing up and doing the same thing and being dumb and stuff. But lesson of the story is we don't want people showing up.